Hi there, my name is Owen Works. I'm the co-founder, CEO of Horizen Technologies, where we're developing a wearable biosensor platform to monitor analytes in your sweat. For the first application of our technology, we've decided to start with alcohol because alcohol overconsumption is a huge problem with some really devastating consequences. Right now, there are no good solutions for people to measure their BAC levels. Breathalyzers only give a snapshot of information. Wearable bracelets cost hundreds of dollars, and counting drinks in your head simply doesn't work. That is where SipSmart comes in. SipSmart is a non-invasive smart patch that continually measures blood alcohol levels using our proprietary chemical sensing system. Simply stick it on your arm, and it changes color over time to indicate where you're at. SipSmart is ideal for people because it's discreet, convenient, and affordable BAC monitoring. The benefits to the user are that you get objective data that allows you to make more informed decisions and prevent going too far in the first place. We went out and talked to over 400 of our target customers, and what we discovered is that 83% of them need a way to track their BAC levels. For 39% of them, however, they currently have a solution and it's not working well enough. We were also able to get over 400 people onto our waitlist for the product, and we learned who our early adopters would be. So these are responsible drinkers who don't want to take a social or health risk, designated drivers, and inexperienced drinkers, or people who are curious about their limits. We calculated our market size by assuming that each person would buy one 5-pack of our product per year, and we got our serviceable obtainable market of $140 million by looking at our segments of designated drivers and responsible drinkers. For our product development, we hit a huge milestone last summer when we achieved a proof of concept on our analytical chemistry on skin. And since then, we've been working on the sweat collection platform, and that's what we're currently finishing up, and we'll have the prototype all done by January of this next year. And then we'll be doing our human subject testing and FDA clinical trials to have the product ready for market in March of 26. When we do launch, we're going to be going direct to consumer at local events, and we're going to use that momentum to branch out into some B2B segments that we've been validating, including festivals, alcohol companies, rideshare companies, and more. Here's the team, and I'd love to talk more about our advisory board as well. And here's our ask. We're looking for $250,000 to finish our product development, complete our human subject testing, and prepare for those FDA trials. Once again, my name is Owen Works. We envision a new horizon of health and smarter decisions. Thank you. All right.
I'll start. How long did the patch actually last after you put it on?
5 hours is what we're working with. So you'd wear it for about a night, and it would measure throughout that duration.
And what's the limit to how to increase that duration, for example? Because I'm trying to figure out, for example, like let's say a night out, right? And you don't want to be thinking about this while you're actually out. So you're probably predetermining this before you actually go out. And so the duration, 5 hours is probably, I do wonder if that's like, kind of that boundary set, and whether or not something closer to like 8 or 10 becomes more usable.
Right.
How long do you plan on drinking?
Apparently, I drink a lot.
I was like, none of us can relate.
So fortunately, I actually don't drink that much, but I also know of colleagues that go out like at a 5-6 p.m. type of gathering, and they don't go home until midnight, right? And so you're kind of hoping to get to that very end point, right? Because the end point's where you're trying to solve for at the end of the night. So I'm trying to better understand if that actually potentially impacts the market adoption and usability of the product.
Yeah. So we've had questions about, if the next morning, if you could use it to try and prevent a DUI. Some people the morning after, it could still be alcohol in their system. We have those questions. To answer your question about the limiting factor, that would just have to do with the design of the microfluidics and how the chemistry is integrated. From talking to customers and people, that's kind of where we had come up with the 5 hours.
How much does it cost?
D2C retail $5, and then B2B it'd be $3 per patch.
And how much does it take? How much does it cost to make?
That would be it's estimated $1.85 at 100,000 units.
You might want to increase the price. I think you're going to probably need more margin if you're going to sell retail, especially if you're going through distribution.
What are the challenges, Owen, just to try to extend that period of time? Your consumer market is 20 to 39. So most of those kids aren't going out till like 9, 10 at night, and they're out all night. So what is the limitation for expanding that product?
For making it so it can last longer? Yeah, so it's collecting sweat over time, right? And that's what is interacting with the chemistry and creating a color change. So it's how the sweat collection and the sweat kind of transportation throughout the microfluidic layers, how that is designed. And if it can kind of keep refreshing and kind of putting out old sweat, or is it something that fills up, which is more what we're looking at. So that's why it's like a fixed amount of time, because kind of when then it would fill up, it would be done at that point.
Patch size really makes a difference. So if the patch was a little bit bigger, potentially
Yeah, a bigger patch could have a different design, yes.
Right. You talk about the target market, and you mentioned that it seems like a large proportion of them are already using solutions, which I found surprising. So just curious, like what are people using to track this right now, and kind of what do they not like about the current solutions?
So when I said there, I think you're talking about the slide where it's like 83% are need a solution, 73% currently have one. Most of those people are just counting drinks in their head. So this is they're using that sort of system. Some people are keeping track with like a Sharpie on their arms. About 5% are about 5% are using.
Really feel old here, I gotta tell you.
Yeah, we're mostly talking to college age students and those sort of people. But 5% are using breathalyzer, and then there are these wearable bracelets. However, these are cost hundreds of dollars, and they're going after a different market type.
Where are you in the cycle of testing the reliability of this? I mean, I'm more familiar with breathalyzers and all that, and companies that do that. How reliable is this as a patch? So we're aiming to have the same reliability as the breathalyzer and similar delay. And so we're, like I mentioned last summer, we were working on the chemistry aspect of it, and we were able to get our proof of concept and get the color change working with varying levels of blood alcohol and sweat. And we tested that on human. We're able to get a color change going there. And now it's really making sure that the sweat collection platform collects the right amount of sweat, because people sweat different amounts just based on their genetics and also depending on what they're doing. And so working to get the platform collecting sweat is a big factor. And right now we're working in the microfluidic lab at Cal Poly, where we've been working with the master's project there, and that's been the focus of it. And we're currently testing our initial design there.
Oh, and along those lines, have there been preclinical studies tightly correlating blood alcohol level and the analyte? You have that relationship already set?
Yeah, so there's existing products on the market, and we've done research into making sure that the blood alcohol level correlates with the alcohol in sweat.
Got it. And how about the level of the analyte and functional impairment? I know it's a much higher hurdle, but I can imagine law enforcement wanting to see that data, right? Because like you said, people have different metabolisms, sweat differently. that could be something that may drive the variability of what that analyte is actually picking up and how it affects the actual person.
Yeah, I'm not sure actually. You mentioned the functional pyramid.
Yeah, because the vast majority of the literature out there is blood alcohol and its relation to functional impairment. Have there been any studies relating the analyte to different levels of functional impairment?
To be honest, I'm not sure. But yeah, like I said, we've done some research into the relationship, and we've been looking at some other products on the market that use sweat to determine blood alcohol level.
I'll ask one last question, which is there a delay because you are collecting spec bonds, right? So let's say towards the end of the night, you take one last drink, right? What's the time period between alcohol getting into your system and being able to kind of show up kind of on your patch?
Yeah, 15 to 20 minutes.
So it's not instantaneous. You can't go like, oops, I forgot my patch. And then I can't like analyze the right thing because I have to wait 15, 20 minutes to be able to collect.
Yeah, like you'd have to put the patch on, wait 15 to 20 minutes.
Okay. All right, thanks.
Yep.
But I guess just to add to that, though, just to clarify, though, you do need to have this on before you start drinking to be able to get the levels, right? You can't just put this on halfway through the night and have it start at yellow or something.
No, it would be able to track from that point. It would see, the start time would just be later on, but then it would start tracking at that increased level.
How does
If
it
that makes
know the
sense.
differences in weight for some people? I mean, some people that are a little heavier can take more drinks than other people. Male, female. Is there a difference on how it's checking?
Yeah, people have different metabolisms, right? And so some people they drink less, and their blood alcohol level is higher. So it as long as it's their blood alcohol level is how intoxicated they are for the purposes of our product, and it would represent that. Like maybe we drink a different amount, that would be resulted in the patch if it affected us differently.
I'm going to exercise my privilege of having a microphone with one final question for you.
Sure.
Does this change from red back to orange? So, once it hits your maximum threshold, obviously you shouldn't drive. Will someone be able to tell if they can drive with, once it's hit red and it's worn off?
Yeah, so that's part of the microfluidic design, is having, different readings at different points, so that one, it measures over time, but two, that you can see if it goes back down to help so that way you can make a decision. Yes.
Awesome. Well, thank you for answering my question and the question of our panelists.
Thank you.